Section 1. The new collection plate: Faith as a Financial Force. Newsflash: faith is no longer only spiritual. It has become a major financial force in our modern world. In many towns and cities, houses of worship, their affiliated organizations, now manage substantial budgets. They are not just places for quiet reflection, community gathering. They have evolved into complex entities that collect enormous sums in donations. They operate businesses that rival secular counterparts. They wield significant influence in the hearts of their followers, in the corridors of finance and politics. The quiet humility of the collection plate has given way to a far more sophisticated and powerful economic reality. This financial transformation is not a minor shift. It represents a fundamental change in the role of religious institutions in public life. One clear fact illustrates this point starkly. In the United States alone, giving to religious organizations consistently represents the largest portion of all charitable donations. A recent survey revealed that nearly a third of all philanthropic dollars, amounting to over $140 billion annually, flows directly to these faith-based groups. Section 2. The digital tithe: how modern giving transformed church coffers. A primary reason for this financial expansion is a revolution in the very act of giving. Faith groups did not just ask for more, they started asking in entirely new and remarkably effective ways. The days of fumbling for cash as the offering basket passed by are fading into memory. Many churches and religious organizations have embraced the digital age with open arms. They now utilize sophisticated online giving platforms that allow members to donate with a single tap on their smartphones. A person can set up a recurring weekly donation from their couch, making giving as effortless as subscribing to a streaming service. This ease and convenience have been game changers. This technological shift has made small, regular gifts accumulate into massive sums. Text-to-give campaigns, once the domain of disaster relief, are now a standard tool for Sunday services. A compelling sermon can conclude with a simple instruction: text "give" to this number. Within minutes, thousands of small donations can pour in. This method captures the emotion of the moment, turning fleeting inspiration into tangible financial support. Crowdfunding platforms have also become a powerful tool. A single, well-marketed campaign can go viral: new building, mission trip, bringing in sums that would have taken years to raise through traditional bake sales, pledge drives. Consider the story of a young family. They used to put $20 in the plate each week, but sometimes they forgot cash or missed a service. Now they have an automatic withdrawal of $25 set up through their church's app. The church receives more money from them more consistently than ever before. Multiply this story by millions of households, and the financial impact becomes clear. One study showed that churches offering electronic giving options see an average increase in overall donations of over 30%. Section 3. From pulpit to product. The rise of faith-based enterprise. A second major cause for the financial growth of faith is the strategic move into business-style projects. Many religious organizations no longer limit their activities to worship and charity. They have become entrepreneurs, launching ventures that generate substantial revenue. Some of the most prominent examples are found in education, healthcare. Large churches and religious bodies now operate extensive networks of schools, colleges, and hospitals. These institutions often function as sophisticated businesses. They charge tuition and fees, employ thousands of people, and generate significant profits, which can then be funneled back into the parent religious organization to fund its broader mission. This entrepreneurial spirit extends into many other sectors. It is now common to see faith groups running large-scale publishing houses, bookstores, and coffee shops. A church might have its own record label, producing music that tops religious charts and generates millions in sales. Others have launched full-fledged media companies, complete with television networks, radio stations, and popular streaming channels that compete directly with secular media giants. One well-known ministry, for instance, has a publishing arm that sells tens of millions of books and study guides each year, creating a powerful and self-sustaining revenue stream that is independent of traditional donations. These business ventures serve a dual purpose. First, they create a steady and reliable source of income. This diversification of revenue makes the organization less dependent on the fluctuating generosity of its donors. It provides a financial stability that allows for ambitious, long-term projects. Second, these enterprises often attract a different kind of supporter. Donors who are business-minded are often drawn to organizations that demonstrate clear, measurable results and a business-like efficiency. When a faith group can show that its school is achieving high test scores or its media company is reaching millions, it inspires confidence and encourages larger investments. The line between ministry and market has become increasingly thin. A faith leader might also be the CEO of a multi-million-dollar corporation that sells products related to their teachings. For example, a pastor might start a company that sells online courses on marriage and family based on their sermons. Fans and followers become customers, purchasing these products and turning the leader's personal brand into a profitable business. This model, where a spiritual platform is leveraged to create a commercial enterprise, has become a powerful engine for financial growth in the modern religious landscape, transforming spiritual influence into hard currency. The third critical factor behind the financial ascent of faith groups is their growing political power. As these organizations have become more organized and vocal, they have gained significant influence in the political sphere. This influence often translates directly into financial benefits. When a religious group or a coalition of faith leaders becomes a powerful voting bloc, politicians take notice. In return for support, these groups can secure access to public funds, favorable legislation, government contracts. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Political influence brings money, and money in turn amplifies political influence. A clear example is the increasing number of partnerships between government and faith-based organizations to deliver social services. Governments at the local level, state level, and federal level often find it more efficient to contract with religious charities to run programs like food banks, homeless shelters, job training centers. These charities often have deep roots in the community and a network of volunteers, allowing them to operate at a lower cost. One report indicated federal funding for faith-based social service initiatives has grown to several $billion annually. This influx of public money significantly boosts the budgets of the recipient organizations. Moreover, political connections can attract a different class of major donors. Wealthy individuals, corporations may make large donations to the faith groups that those figures support. A donation to a pastor's charity can be a subtle way to gain access to a powerful politician who listens to that pastor. In this way, faith organizations can become conduits for political influence, and their financial statements can begin to reflect the agendas of powerful political interests and corporate interests. This dynamic further solidifies the financial standing of the organization, making it an indispensable player in the political landscape. This entanglement of faith, money, and politics raises complex questions for a secular society. When public funds are given to a religious organization, it can blur the constitutional line separating church and state. It also means that a group's ability to provide essential services can become dependent on its political alignment. A change in government could lead to a sudden loss of funding. Nevertheless, this trend shows no sign of slowing. As long as faith groups can mobilize voters and command the attention of politicians, they will remain in a powerful position to secure public funds and grow their financial base. As we look toward the future, the trends that have turned faith into a financial powerhouse are likely to accelerate. The digital transformation of giving is still in its early stages. We can expect more faith groups to adopt even more sophisticated technologies, including artificial intelligence to personalize donation requests, virtual reality to create immersive worship and giving experiences. The global, borderless nature of online communities means that successful religious brands will continue to expand their reach, attracting followers and funds from every corner of the planet. The most innovative groups will build powerful digital platforms that are part church, part media company, and part social network. At the same time, the partnership between government and faith-based organizations is poised to deepen. As governments face ongoing budget constraints, the appeal of outsourcing social services to efficient and trusted religious charities will only grow stronger. This will likely lead to more public money flowing into the sector. However, this growing interdependence will also bring greater scrutiny. The public debate over the role of faith-based money in public life will intensify. We can anticipate more legal and legislative battles over issues of transparency, accountability, and the proper boundaries between church and state as communities grapple with these new financial realities. This new reality presents both opportunities and challenges. On one hand, the financial strength of faith groups allows them to do immense good. They fill critical gaps in the social safety net, providing compassionate care to the vulnerable and fostering a sense of community and purpose. These organizations are often first responders in a crisis and steady providers of hope in times of struggle. The money they raise can build hospitals, feed the hungry, and educate children, creating tangible benefits for society as a whole. Many people's lives are made better by the work these well-funded groups are able to accomplish. Yet, this concentration of wealth and influence also raises important questions. When a single religious group dominates the financial and political life of a community, it can create imbalances of power. The public will increasingly demand greater transparency, asking to see how these large sums of money are being used. Building trust will require clear financial reporting and a commitment to accountability. Faith will always be a profound source of personal meaning and spiritual comfort for billions. But now, it is also undeniably a major economic force. How communities navigate this dual identity will be a defining story of the years to come.